Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Thousands of felonies handled yearly by the Highway Patrol, the crime of first-degree murder is least frequently encountered. When a murder has been committed, it is usually an immediate consequence of another felony, such as armed robbery, and the motive for the killing is obvious. The patrol's job is more difficult when the murder has been committed by the criminal whose motive is just as obvious, but not as ordinary. The man who shoots in cold blood people he has never met. The professional hired killer. On the morning of May 7th, such a man visited Chatsworth. He had arranged for a rented car, and immediately upon his arrival, he picked up the car and headed directly for the Merlin Ranch. There, he hoped to find the two men he was hired to kill, the Santel brothers.
I'll see you later, George.
Well, I didn't know this was a holiday.
I just declared one about a half hour ago.
Shirley has the afternoon off, huh?
Yeah. You don't mind, do you, George? She's only getting one day off a week now.
No, I don't mind. It's serious, isn't it, kid?
What makes you think so?
Well, it isn't too tough for one brother to figure out what the other's thinking of.
I guess it does tell, but why shouldn't it?
No reason. Well, remember, we've got a few weeks to go yet. And as far as anyone is concerned, and that goes for the girl, too, Tony, our name is Merlin.
Okay, I understand.
Are you George Merlin?
Yes, I'm George Merlin.
Where's your brother?
He's out for the day.
When will he be back?
I don't know. Look, Mr.
Mister's good enough.
What do you want?
From you? Nothing. I've just got a job to do. Go on working if you like. We'll wait for your brother.
But you've never seen me before. You don't even know who I am.
That's right. It's best this way.
What's Lane paid you?
We'll just wait for your brother.
15,000? 20,000? I'll give you 25.
Then I'd be in your shoes.
You mean?
I mean there's no way out for you or your brother. Go ahead, work. It'll take your mind off it.
the truck called the Highway Patrol and informed them he had found George Merlin murdered. Patrol headquarters dispatched an ambulance and a coroner to the scene and quickly relayed the call to Officer Morse, who was the nearest unit to the Merlin Ranch.
You Stanley Hollis?
Yeah, he's back here.
The killer started his search for Tony Santel.
$32.80 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
I'm at the Merlin Ranch. Put out an APB for the victim's younger brother, Tony Merlin. Height, 6 feet, black hair. I'm going in the ranch house now to see what I can pick up. $32.80 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 3280.
Let me talk to Matthews.
1 moment. 3280 wants to talk to you.
Thanks.
Matthews.
Might have a lead in this Merlin homicide. Found correspondence in the house addressed to George and Anthony Santel. George Merlin is the victim. Tony Merlin is his brother and co-owner of the ranch. Correspondence indicate the real name might be Santel.
Where'd the correspondence come from?
Chicago. Same sender, William Bernard, 475 Michigan Boulevard.
475 Michigan. All right, I'll teletype Chicago. What about the younger brother?
Haven't located him yet. Put out an APB on him a few minutes ago.
Keep checking the house.
10-4.
This is Matthews. Teletype to Chicago police. I want to make on George and Anthony Santel. George Santel's been murdered. Motive not established. The only suspect we have is a younger brother. They've been in touch with, hold on for a second, William Bernard, 473 Michigan Boulevard, your city. You got it? Right. Well, Sergeant, this is Matthews. Get me a rundown on the Merlin brothers. Their real name might be Santel. Find out how long they've been in Chatsworth, what places they hang out. You know, the usual stuff. That's it, yeah. I'm going to Chatsworth. Keep me posted.
Right.
Look alive. I always do when he's around.
My ears are burning. Does that mean good things or bad?
It means you're late.
How do you like that? I spend the last hour getting a picnic basket ready, and I get a critical greeting.
Don't look at me for sympathy. Well, I'm working the rest of the afternoon. You two be enjoying a picnic and saying sweet nothings to each other.
Come on, problem child. Let's get the picnic started while the food's still fresh.
The killer's perseverance was paying off. After a painstaking inquiry of the stores and shops in Chatsworth, he had learned that Tony Merlin, as he was known there, was going with a girl who worked at the Chatsworth dry cleaners, and that Tony had been in town that morning. The killer continued on Tony's trail with but one purpose, to finish the job for which he had been paid. After that, he was free to return the rented car and leave on the next train. Fingerprints were of no concern. He had as yet no criminal record. A valuable asset in his profession. He headed for the cleaning establishment.
Hello.
Are you Shirley Conway?
No, she's off the rest of the day.
Oh, my name's Hudson. I'm a friend of Tony Merlin's. Just passing through and stopped by the ranch. George said that he might be with her.
As a matter of fact, he is. They both just left here a few minutes ago. They went on a picnic, but they'll be back this evening.
Oh, what a shame. Can't stay long. Would like to say hello. It's been a few years since I saw Tony. Do you have any idea where they went on their picnic?
This is only a little town, mister. There's only one decent place for a picnic.
Oh? Where's that?
About 5 miles up the highway. There's a little park off to the left, just before you reach the Hayden Junction.
Oh, thank you very much. It'll give me a chance to surprise him.
Everybody's going on a picnic. How lucky can you get?
Yes. Yes, well, thanks again.
$21.50 to $32.80.
Go ahead, 2150.
Did the brother show yet?
No, but I found enough in the way of correspondence and legal papers to establish definitely that the name is Santel and not Merlin.
I'd stay at the ranch. I'll be in Chatsworth. Keep in touch.
10-4.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Teletype from Chicago Police. Santel brothers to appear as witnesses for the state against Sam Lane. Big racketeer from that city.
When's the trial come up?
3 weeks from today. You don't think...
Somebody's out to kill Tony Santel, too, if he isn't dead already.
The killer's job was almost completed. Missing Tony Santel at the cleaning shop had been a good break. Killing him in an isolated picnic area was going to be much less of a problem than it would have been in town.
Do you think I'll make a good rancher's wife?
Oh, it'll probably take a long time, but you'll eventually struggle through.
I lost my appetite. Give me this. Now kiss me.
Dan Matthews soon learned that someone else had been looking for Tony Santel, a man in a blue suit. He also learned that Tony had purchased provisions for a picnic which must include Tony's girl, Shirley Conway. Matthews put out another APB on Tony Merlin, adding that he might be in the girl's company. A check of the girl's home had negative results. Racing against time, Matthews headed for the cleaning shop, hoping to find Tony Merlin before the killer did.
You Shirley Conway?
No.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Shirley's off the rest of the day. What's it all about?
Was she with that Tony Merlin?
Why, yes. You know, you're the second person that's been looking for him.
Where'd they go?
They went on a picnic.
Where?
Probably at the park, just before you reach the Hayden Junction.
How long ago did the other guy leave here?
Not more than half an hour.
Describe him.
About 40, tall, on the thin side.
What kind of clothes was he wearing?
Blue suit, white shirt. Is there some kind of trouble going on?
Could be. Thanks very much.
But...
Mr. Merlin?
Yes?
I'd like to talk to you alone for a few minutes.
Who are
are you? What do you want?
That doesn't make any difference. I think you better tell your girlfriend you have some business with me.
But I don't have any business with you.
Suit yourself. She's your girl. Introduce me as Mr. Hudson and make it convincing to her and to me.
Couldn't your business wait?
It's kind of urgent, Miss Conway.
You take the car back to town, honey, and I'll see you a little later.
All right. Nice meeting you, Mr. Hudson.
All right, mister. You drive.
Look, whoever you are, you've never seen me before. You can't just kill a man in cold blood.
Drive.
What have you got against me?
I said drive.
I don't know what Lane's paying you, but I'll pay more.
You want me to go back and get your girlfriend? Then you better drive, mister.
You Shirley Conway?
Yes, sir.
Where's Merlin?
He left with a stranger. I was just going for help.
Well, describe him. What kind of clothes was he wearing?
Oh, I don't know, average-looking guy. He was wearing a blue suit.
What about the car?
A tan convertible, license number KHE 461.
KHE 461.
They took the Hayden Road.
Thanks very much.
Okay.
Matthews immediately notified headquarters to direct the nearest unit to the Ferndale Highway to establish a roadblock 3 miles from Matthews' position, figuring the killer and Santel could not be farther away than that distance.
All right, get out. Look, tell Lane I won't testify. I'll give him any assurance he wants.
Too late for that. I'm his assurance now.
But if you just talk to my brother and I together, I'm sure we could work this thing out.
Your brother's all talked out, mister.
You all right?
Yeah, I think so.
Come on, let's go. you make it all right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, hop in. 2150 to headquarters.
Go ahead.
Located Santel. He's on the Hayden Highway. That's about 6 miles out of Chatsworth. Send an ambulance, another unit. Killer still at large. 10-4?
10-4.
Duck down, quick.
Hayden.
Matthews, Highway Patrol. See that bus? There's a guy on it. Can you pass it?
Yes, sir. Hop in.
Take off. I almost missed you. Ticket to Hayden, please. Thanks.
Dan Matthews proceeded with caution. His problem was to apprehend the killer without endangering the lives of the other bus passengers. The problem was further complicated by the fact that there were 2 men wearing blue suits. Matthews knew that the suspect in the forward section of the bus could see through the rearview mirror. Any activity would also be seen by the other suspect, seated in the rear of the bus. To accost the wrong man would be a mistake, probably a fatal mistake. Matthews had to be certain.
Can you let me have a schedule? Thanks. Shut. We get off at the next stop.
What's this all about? You don't even know me.
You're in the same spot the Santels were in. Slide over. See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. An important function of the highway patrol is to maintain the safety of the road, to prevent accidents causing injury or death. But not all the fatalities on the highway are accidents, though they may appear to be. During harvest time, the patrol encountered an accident that started with a driver looking for a hitchhiker.
Propped behind the wheel of the car, which was crashed. About 4.5 miles north of Collinsville.
What's his name?
We don't know.
No driver's license?
Yes, he had one.
John Curtis. It's been erased and rewritten. It's a pretty good job, too. Not quite professional. Let's find out who this guy is. Send his fingerprints to Washington for a make. Ask the lab boys if they can bring this back with the original name and number. Anything else on the body?
Just this, an ID card from an insurance company.
Urban Casualty and Life Assurance. In case of injury, notify William Ferguson. RFD Box 43, Gardner's Grove.
Patrolman Garvey thinks the victim might have been a fruit tramp.
Yeah, the highways are crawling with them this time of the year.
Why would anyone want to plant a phony identity on a poor fruit picker?
Maybe someone wanted to lose his own identity, commit suicide, and live to tell about it. And I think the guy that did this homicide's not going to do much telling. Could have murdered him for the usual reasons, revenge, jealousy.
If one of those were the motives, why take the trouble to plant a false identity? It's crazy.
Ever run across a killer who was normal? This could be the motive.
Insurance?
Yeah. The killer might have pulled this trick before, too.
I see what you mean.
I'll tell you what I want you to do. Get me a report on all vehicular fatalities that occurred in the past 12 months that have any similarity to this one.
I'll get the file room on it right away.
I'm going to take a run down to Gardener's Grove. RFD 43. Keep me posted, will you?
No, don't know anybody named John Curtis.
How about William Ferguson?
Afraid I can't help you.
It's funny you'd give this address.
Well, look here. Guess it's about the biggest unofficial post office in the whole state.
How come?
Most folks come here have no permanent homes.
What, are they migrants?
Yep, fruit pickers. They gotta have some place to get their mail.
It's good for your business, too, huh?
Sure, brings them in here. Good for them, good for me. Don't suppose I can remember everybody comes in here for mail.
Do me a favor, will you? Take a look and see if there's anything there for Ferguson.
Nope, nothing here.
I'll tell you what. If he comes in, have him call this number. Tell him I got news for him. If it is news for him.
Hold on, here he is.
Matthews here.
Got a line on the car used in the Curtis killing.
All right, let's have it. Take this down.
DMV ownership, license number 2Y7022, sold 16th of this month by A&B Used Car Company at 10213 Union Avenue, Hartsdale.
That's about 30 miles from here.
What was the buyer's name?
John Curtis.
That figures. Thanks. Let's go to Hartsdale.
The A&B Used Car Company in Hartsdale was checked out. The owner remembered the sale of the 1938 dark blue convertible, but was not able to describe the buyer.
3153.
3153, bye.
3153, what's the 1020 of 2150?
2150, bye.
2150. Two fatality reports similar to the case you're on in almost every particular.
Yeah, I was afraid of that. I'll 1019 in about 30 minutes. Have the reports ready on my desk when I get there. Tell them to keep digging, will you?
10-4, 2150.
We better find this character and fast.
Another one.
Oh, that makes number 5.
You think it's the insurance angle?
Oh, we'll find out. I'm expecting Mr. Banning from the State Underwriters Association.
By the way, the lab tests on the victim's clothing showed positive evidence of citric acid stains. Now it's confirmed that he was a fruit picker, just like the others.
How are the boys making out in the lab with the driver's license?
It's a slow process restoring erasures, but they expect to have something soon.
Good.
Is Mr. Matthews in?
It's Mr. Banning, Mr. Matthews.
Send him right in. It's Banning.
I'll stay on this.
Okay. Hello, Mr. Banning. Sit down, won't you?
Looks like you hit it right in the button, Mr. Matthews. They all had insurance, all 4 of them.
There's been a 5th one turned up since last time I spoke to you.
They were all migratory workers, and though they were insured by different firms, they seem to have one very important thing in common.
I'll bet I know what it is. All 4 beneficiaries had the same mailing address.
Right. Same address, different names. But I'll bet my bottom dollar that all 4 of those beneficiaries are one and the same party.
And you'd win your bet. What kind of policies were they?
Life accident. Extra indemnity for death by accident on 3 of the 4. All are what we call open policies. No medical required, no personal appearance necessary.
Oh, I see. Just fill out the questionnaire and send it in with a premium.
That's about it.
Well, let me see if I've got this straight now. Be easy for a guy to take out a policy in a phony name. Then arrange identification papers in that name. We'll say like a driver's license. And his next move is to find a victim, a hitchhiker or a migratory worker. One that would answer the description on the questionnaire. Then he kills him in what he hopes to look like an accident. Plants a fake ID card on him, then sits back and waits for the insurance company to send the check. Is that about it?
It would seem so. Of course, getting away with it is something else again. Strange that he always picks migratory workers for his victims.
Well, a migratory worker has no roots. If he disappears, nobody would care very much. It's different with a guy who works in a store or an office.
This just came off the wire from Washington. He was clean. The prints are Army. The dead man's name was Ralph Perry. Last known residence was 305 South Scanlon. An address he gave when he applied for veterans benefits a few months ago.
Well, it's a lead. They make the payoff in the Curtis policy yet?
The check to William Ferguson is in the mail.
Good.
Anything else the companies can do to help you?
Yeah, I'd like photostats on the last 4 checks.
I'll see that you get them.
I'm going to pay a visit to South Scanlon Street. Put a stake out in that RFT number.
Yes?
Highway Patrol.
What do you want?
Did you at one time have a Ralph Parry living here?
Ralph? He ain't in any trouble, is he?
When was the last time you saw Parry?
Well, he moved out it was about 3 months ago. Went back on the road when they started the crop picking again.
You haven't seen him since?
Well, he came visiting once a couple of weeks ago on a Sunday.
To see you?
I think he really came to see Carl.
Who's Carl?
His cousin, Carl Seward.
Seward lives here?
In the back room, but he's out right now, working.
Where does he work?
At the packing house. You ain't after Carl for anything, are you? I know he's been awful worried lately.
What's he worried about?
I guess maybe it was the fight that upset his nervous system.
The fight?
Yeah, him and Ralph. First they was a hollering to beat the cars, and then they were knocking each other all over the place. On a Sunday, too.
What was it all about?
It was about some insurance money.
Carl Seward was the first important lead to turn up. As the landlady had said, he was at work at the packing house in an outlying suburb.
You got a guy working here named Carl Seward?
Please, let me go, let me go.
Take it easy, take it easy.
Please, let me go. Oh, I'll never do it again.
Do what?
I mean about the apples.
What apples?
The ones I sold and kept the money for. I don't know what got into me. I'm no crook.
How much money did you get?
$1.85. You gonna take me in?
I'll get back to that. I want to ask you some questions about Ralph Parry.
Ralph?
That's right. I understand you had a big fight with him.
Oh, we were always fighting. You know how it is with kinfolks.
You fought about insurance money. What was that all about?
Oh, Ralph, he wanted to borrow some money. Said he knew where he could get a good deal on a motorcycle. He's crazy about motorcycles. Me, I wouldn't give you nothing for one.
Go on, go on.
Well, I didn't have any money to lend him, so he got sore, that was all.
What about the insurance money?
Oh, well, I got a little life insurance. Not very much. I guess I'm not worth very much. But, well, Ralph, he wanted me to cash it in and lend him the money. I told him nothing doing, because I figure when a guy goes, he should leave something behind, even if it's just a little insurance money.
Ralph kept insisting,
Yeah. Man, did he get mad. I couldn't see out of this eye for a week. But maybe next time I'll get a good shot at him.
There's not going to be a next time, kid. Well, we've had a big day. Chase a killer and wind up catching a guy who's been stealing apples.
Yeah.
It's Matthews.
The lab raised the original name on the driver's license.
Okay, go on, go on.
Henry Willits, the Gardner's Grove address.
Don't tell me. RFD 43, I bet.
That's it.
Okay, we'll take a run out there. Call me if anything breaks, huh? Lyman.
Oh, hello there.
How are you?
Afraid that fella Ferguson ain't shown up yet. Letter here for him, though.
Let me see it, will you?
Yeah. I think it's from an insurance company.
Yeah, it sure is. Put it back in the pigeonhole.
Mm-hmm.
Come here, will you? I want to show you something. See that guy there with the crop duster?
Mm-hmm.
That's Patrolman Peterson. If somebody comes with that letter, you get in trouble. Send for him fast.
Always was one to cooperate with the law.
Hey, tell me, you know a fellow by the name of Henry Willis?
Hank Willis? I sure do, mister. Sooner or later, they always come around asking for Hank.
What does that mean?
He's a bad apple. Bad clean through. Why, a couple of years ago, he almost killed a fella. Straw boss over at Kingsley's Orange Grove.
How come?
They got to arguing, and Hank had this claw hammer in his hand, and, well, you can guess the rest.
Did you hurt him bad?
Sent him to the hospital with a busted shoulder. Might have killed him, only the man sidestepped just in time.
Did the man file a complaint?
Yep. Judge gave him about a year's time. Might have gotten off easier, except this was the second time up for Hank. What'd he do this time?
Maybe too much, maybe nothing. I don't know. You got any idea what part of the state Willis is working in now?
Sure. He's right here. Back behind this store building's an alfalfa field. You go across it a quarter of a mile or so until you come to the grove. You'll find him there.
Thanks.
Be careful, though. Hank Willis is a rough, tough boy.
You Hank Willis?
What am I suspected of this time?
Is it $1 million stick-up? Or has some desperate character been pinching nickels off the newsstand?
If you're clean, Willis, you got nothing to worry about.
Look, I know I'm clean, but for an ex-con to try to convince the law, that's another matter altogether.
Tell me, you got a driver's license?
I had one. I lost it.
Did you report it lost?
No, I've been too busy.
Have you got a car?
No, I never had a car. Looks like I'm never going to have one now, the rate I'm going. Unless I just happen to win one in a raffle sometime.
Well, why bother with a driver's license, then?
Well, it was all part of the course. Besides, I want to know if I was good enough to pass the test like the school said I'd be.
Driving school?
Yeah. I never knew how to handle a car before. I never had a chance to learn. So last winter, I was in Capital City, and I had a few extra bucks in my kick.
So you went to driving school? They use good equipment to those schools, don't they? All the latest stuff.
Well, sure. They were all brand new, with all the latest gizmos.
Look, you wouldn't know where you might have lost your license or who might have found it, would you?
No, it must have just slipped out of my wallet.
You think somebody might have stolen it from you?
And leave all the money? Hey, look, why is my driver's license suddenly such a hot subject?
I'd forget it. Forget it. It's not important. What was the name of the driving school you went to?
The Anderson School of Driving.
Thanks. You better stick around for a few days, Willis. We'll probably want to talk to you again.
Oh, sure. I'll stick around. So if you can't find anybody else to take this fall, there's always good old reliable ex-con Willis you can grab.
Like I said before, if you're clean, you got nothing to worry about. But if you're not, you bought yourself a lot of trouble. Look, call headquarters. Tell them to call the Anderson School of Driving. I want to check on the equipment they use, especially the car that Willis used for lessons. I'll be inside.
Right. 2150 to headquarters.
All right, Mrs. McLean. Goodbye. Find Hank Willis all right?
I found him.
Pretty tough character, eh?
I've met tougher. It's a nice car you got out there. Is it yours?
She will be when she's paid for. Suppose Hank Willis is the fellow you're looking for?
I'll know soon enough.
Here you are, Chief. Here's the information on Willis you wanted. Hope it's what you're looking for.
Well, things are starting to make sense.
Time to wrap it up?
No. This tells us exactly the man we want, but it's not evidence. Won't hold up in court.
So we're still with it?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. Unless the pressure gets too much for our boy and he makes a break for it or tries to pick up an insurance check. Either way, we got him exactly where we want him.
Think he might?
I don't know. It's hard enough to predict what a normal person will do. You know something? I think they spotted Peterson. That's why they haven't picked up the check. I'm going to pull him off that stakeout.
Anything I can do to help, Mr. Matthews, be very happy to.
Thanks. If anybody comes for that check, let us know right away, will you?
I don't get it. The only thing that info I gave you says is that Willis learned to drive in a car equipped with an automatic shift.
That's right. And the car used in the killings were old ones, all hand shifts.
Well, that means Willis isn't a killer.
That's right.
But in the store just now, you said that...
I said what I wanted Hutkins to hear, that's all. We know positively that Hutkins is the only man connected with the 5 murders.
And all that in the store just now is an act, huh?
That's right. Hutkins is our man, and I think he is. He's going to make his move. He's going to try and make us think Willis is the killer. Come on, let's move, Peterson.
I go into the store after working, same as I do every night, to buy some cigarettes. He says he's got to drive into town after some goods. Do I want to go along? Maybe taking a movie or something. So I say, okay. We get in the car and we're driving along. After a while, he says he thinks the front wheel is wobbling. So we pull off the road and stop, and I get out to take a look. The next thing I know, he's taking after me with a tire iron. So I fight back. Now you guys showed up.
It was him trying to kill me, to keep me from telling.
You're lying, Hutkins.
You must be crazy.
No, you're crazy. Crazy enough to kill 5 men for their insurance. You were going to make it 6 because you thought with him dead the investigation would end.
Look here, I don't have to take that from you.
You were going to kill Willis exactly like you killed the others. Plant the letter on him, then go back to your store and make it look like a robbery had been committed. Lady, we're going to call me and say somebody broke in and stole the letter.
That is so. Nobody can prove I did any of the killings. Nobody. See? Nobody.
We got enough proof. And this, too. When we check your handwriting against the endorsements on the other checks, we'll cinch it. All right, take them away. Next week's case handled by the Highway Patrol is a very exciting one. We hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, the careless driver isn't driving his car. He's aiming it. This is Bradley Crawford saying see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Prevention, detection, and punishment of crime on the nation's highways require constant vigilance and selfless devotion to duty on the part of our law enforcement personnel. Many types of crime and criminals are encountered by the Highway Patrol in their round-the-clock activity, including unexplained outbreaks of violence. Such a case occurred on August 18th near the small town of Bellport.
When did you first decide that you couldn't live without me?
Something tells me if I come up with the wrong answer, our marriage is off.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. You know, husbands are a lot harder to find now than they were in Grandma's day.
Well, then you should appreciate the fact that you have one hooked and ready to be hauled in. Not ask any leading questions.
All right. I'll promise to do much better in the future if you'll just answer me one small question now.
All right, it's a deal. What's the question?
When did you first decide that you couldn't live without me?
Oh, by the way, I have 2 more names to go on the list. Excuse me, honey.
Yeah.
Hello?
I'd like to speak to Robert Hoffman, please.
Well, I'm sorry, Robert Hoffman is out of town. This is his son speaking. May I help you?
You might at that. I'm interested in that Bellport property your father has for sale. I'd like to talk to him about it. Where can I get in touch with him?
Well, I don't think he'd be interested in talking about the property right now. Maybe when he returns.
I know he has a cabin at Rain Mountain. Is he up there?
Well, yes, he is. But he asked me not to bother him except in an emergency. But he does call once in a while, so if you give me your name and phone number, I'll...
Who was that on the phone? Am I beginning to sound too much like a wife already?
I don't know. Said he wanted to talk to Dad about some property. I asked for his name, he hung up.
I think I'll go call Mom and give her these 2 new names to put on the list.
Okay, that's a good idea. Hello, Tommy. Now, look, this isn't going to solve anything.
I've got everything cleaned up now, so I'll pick up the golf clubs and meet you at the course in about a half hour or so. Wait a minute, wait, take it easy. Don't use that word sneak out. This line might be tapped. Hold it.
They're shooting at the residence of Robert Hoffman on the outskirts of Bellport.
Look, you better find yourself another pigeon. I'll play you next week. Yeah. Come on, let's go.
Aunt Catherine.
Oh, hello, Tommy. My, I must have fallen asleep.
Have you got any money?
Why, some. Why?
I need it. I'll pay you back, but I've got to have a little money.
What for?
I'm tired. I need a rest. I'm going up in the mountains for a few days.
Well, Tommy, you've been doing nothing but resting for a long time now.
I told you. I'm tired. I need a rest. What more do you want?
I want the truth. Tommy, you can't go on doing what you're doing. You've got to straighten up and stop this brooding.
Don't preach. For heaven's sakes, don't preach.
Tommy, are you in trouble?
Who said I was in trouble?
Well, I just asked a simple question.
I told you I wasn't in any trouble, didn't I? Now, just get me the money and I'll be all right.
Doctor says you can talk to her now.
What's her name?
Jean Deasy. She's not going to be an easy witness.
Cases like this, they seldom are. I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. Can you tell us exactly what happened?
Why? That's all I want to know. Why did something like this have to happen to Johnny?
Look, we're supposed to catch this person. Now, the longer we stall, the more miles he puts between us.
I know. We were out there on the porch. I came in here to make a phone call. I heard Johnny say, "Hello, Tommy." Then the shot. When I got out there, he was dead.
Do you know of any Johnny's friends or enemies, for that matter, called Tommy?
No.
Anybody else live here with him?
His father, Robert Hoffman.
Robert Hoffman. Where is he now?
He's away.
Away where?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I'll talk to you later. Well, all we know is the killer's name is Tommy.
Did young Hoffman have any relatives?
Yeah, his father, but he's away somewhere.
Well, that covers a lot of territory.
We'll start the wheels rolling and see if we can find Robert Hoffman. I'm going to check every paper in the house.
Where did you say you were going?
I told you I need a rest. There's a little place in the mountains where Dad and I used to fish.
I thought your father was mixed up in this. What are you going to do? Brood for him all your life?
Mind your own business.
He was my brother. Doesn't that make it my business, too?
You don't understand. Nobody does. Dad was more than just my father.
But, Tommy, just because he died...
He didn't die. He was murdered in cold blood.
That's an awful thing to say.
And Hoffman will suffer for it, believe me. He'll suffer just as much as I have for all these months.
Stop it, Tommy.
I thought about him every minute of that time. About Hoffman and that stupid son of his.
Look, Tommy, you've got to quit hating Mr. Hoffman. Anybody'll tell you hate does awful things to you. You've got to stop it, Tommy. It'll hurt you more than it'll hurt him.
We'll see about that. If anybody comes by and starts asking questions, just say I'm away for a while. You don't know where. Understand?
Go through all these papers. See if you can find any friends, relatives, or business associates with the name of Tommy.
We could use some next of kin besides Robert Hoffman. What about the girl's family?
Well, I talked to the mother. She can't help us any. I'm going back to headquarters. The doc's going to call me when I can talk to her.
Well, maybe when she gets out of shock, she'll remember Tommy somewhere along the line.
Hope you're right. To headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
Contact all social organizations and merchants for personal friends of John or Robert Hoffman. See if you can find out anybody in the area knows a guy by the name of Tommy. 10-4?
10-4.
Hello. Is this the Parker Real Estate Office? Well, I'm trying to locate Robert Hoffman's cabin, and it looks like I'm lost. I've been there before, but today I must have made a wrong turn off the highway. Can you straighten me out and direct me to his cabin? You can't. I see. Okay, I'll try the store. Thank you.
Okay, thanks very much. That was Doc Barnes. He just gave Miss Deasy a sedative. We can't talk to her for 6 or 8 hours.
Well, I found the names of 2 people named Tommy or Thomas. I checked them out, and they're both in the clear.
Well, that's the way it is. We can't do anything about it. But let me tell you one thing. We better find the real Tommy before he knocks off somebody else.
Tommy was in possession of information which Matthews did not have. Information received from John Hoffman before the shooting. And while the highway patrol was apparently without the slightest clue to the killer, Tommy was already in the Rain Mountain Resort area, making a concentrated effort to locate John Hoffman's cabin.
I think we've located every Robert Hoffman in the county except the one we're trying to find. Now, it looks like he's tried to fix it so he can't be found.
Did we check John Hoffman and his father for a record of any kind?
Oh, no, didn't see any reason why we should.
I'd get on and see what you can dig up on him.
Okay.
All right, I'll call you on that later. Yeah, that's right. So long.
There is a Hoffman record. John's in the clear, but Robert was arrested 8 months ago on a manslaughter charge. Accused of reckless driving and in causing the death of a man named Brent Shug.
Yeah, let's see now. At the trial, he was found not guilty. Well, the papers didn't carry this, but Brett Shug has a son. His name is Tommy.
I've got the Chug address.
Let's check him out. Matthews, Highway Patrol. Tommy Chug live here?
Yes, he does. Won't you come in?
Thank you.
Would you folks like to sit down?
No, thanks. We want to talk to Tommy, that's all.
Why, Tommy isn't here. He said he'd be gone for a few days.
Did he tell you where he was going?
Yes. He said he was going up to the mountains for a rest.
Rain Mountain?
Well, that's the only one around here in easy reach.
Are you his mother?
No, I'm his aunt. Tommy's in trouble, isn't he?
Well, to tell you the truth, we don't know. All we know is a guy named Tommy killed John Hoffman.
Oh, no. Oh, that couldn't be Tommy. He hated John's father, but not John.
Did he hate John's father because of the automobile accident?
Yes, he did. Tommy idolized his father. And Brent felt the same way about Tommy. Oh, they were always together. And then when Brent was killed, Tommy almost went haywire.
Did you ever hear him threaten to kill Robert Hoffman?
Oh, no. Tommy's a good boy, kind of hot-headed, but he's a good boy.
Yeah, I know, they always are. Look, could you give us a picture of Tommy or his description, also the car he was driving and the license number?
Oh, yes, I'm sure I can do that. Mr. Matthews, Tommy's been brooding a lot lately. He wouldn't hurt anybody. I'm sure of it.
Well, I hope you're right.
Sure I know Bob Hoffman. What about him?
Well, I've been to his cabin a half a dozen times, and not a day I can't find it. Can you give me the right directions?
Well, I suppose so, but...
But what?
Well, Bob hasn't been feeling right lately. Still has to walk with a cane. Got a bad leg from an auto smash-up.
I know.
Last time he was in, he looked better.
I'm glad to hear that, but how do I get to the cabin?
Well, son, I'm not supposed to say. Bob told me. He said that he had something to work out and he wanted to do it by himself.
Look, my business is important. His son John's very ill. If I don't get to Mr. Hoffman pretty soon, he may never see his son again.
Well, now that's different. I tell you what, you go straight up the road here for 2 miles, then take the dirt road to the left.
2 miles and then turn to the left.
That's right. Now, you'll come to a dead end, so leave your car there and go down the footpath for about 100 yards. You can't miss it. It's the only cabin around there.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Give me Highway Patrol headquarters. Thanks.
Highway Patrol headquarters.
This is Matthews. APB on Thomas G. Chugg. He's Caucasian. About 5'9", 158 pounds. Got dark hair. He's light complexioned. He's between 24 and 25 years of age. He was last seen wearing a gray sports jacket, light shirt, and dark trousers. He's also driving a green and white station wagon. License number 6 John 250. We think he's headed toward the Rain Mountain area. I'll notify all merchants, gas stations, cabin rentals, and stores in that area. Have them call headquarters if anybody asks for the whereabouts of a Robert Hoffman. Also keep looking for Hoffman. If you find him, have him call headquarters right away. Yeah, that's it. Right.
Well, we got a motive for him killing John Hoffman. Revenge.
And we got a better motive for Tommy killing John's father, too. Thanks for your help.
Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Storekeeper on Rain Mountain Road reports man answering Tommy Chugg's description made inquiries for Robert Hoffman.
What's the store's 1020?
About 4 miles north of Lazy Ridge Cutoff.
We're about 8 miles from there. Any units closer than we are?
No, 3212 is covering area 12 miles north.
Set up roadblocks on all exits from Rain Mountain area. Instruct 3212 to move south or rendezvous at the store. 10-4?
10-4.
Matthews, Highway Patrol.
Oh, yes, the officer said you'd be here. Say, that fella that was here, he sure wanted to know where Bob Hoffman lived.
You didn't tell him, did you?
I didn't exactly tell him. He sort of talked it out of me.
Where does Hoffman live?
Well, you go straight ahead 2 miles and turn to the left on the dirt road. You come to a dead end, then down a footpath for about 100 yards.
All right, thanks very much. Let's go. Yeah, this is his car, all right. He's got to be around here someplace. Get on the horn. Close off this area. I'll meet you at the cabin.
Yeah. There's no one in the house.
He's got to be around here someplace. You know, we could be sitting ducks. I'll bet she's doing one of two things.
Yeah, probably hiding, waiting for Hoffman to show up.
Either that or out looking for Hoffman. Now, let's take them one at a time. Chug! Tommy Chug! You can probably see and hear me. Why don't you come out and give yourself up? The one thing, we're not going to leave this neighborhood till we make sure Chug's not here.
It's about even money he is hiding around here, too.
Hey, you're probably right. Let's circle the house. I'll meet you south of it.
Nothing so far.
Yeah, I came up empty, too. Let's widen the circle and work back. Hit the dirt! Hit it! Fast! Now, come on, drop that gun. It's your last chance. Drop it! You all right?
I guess so. Poor boy.
I don't know. That's a matter of opinion. He killed your son this morning. See Highway Patrol next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross or your community blood bank, not on the highway. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The armed bandit who strikes suddenly and viciously is one of the most dangerous criminals with whom law agencies must contend. When such a criminal wears the uniform of a law officer while committing his crimes, he becomes an even greater menace to society. On May 20th of last year, the entire machinery of the Highway Patrol was put into action, tracking down a bandit whose specialty was hiding behind a badge.
You just gotta catch him. He robbed me. Beat me too. Oh, hurry. Please hurry.
Take it easy, ma'am. Where are you?
I tell you, he robbed me. And he hit me.
I'll take it. Mrs. Matthews, where are you, ma'am? Where are you?
I'm Mrs. Robert Osgood. I'm on Highway 11 near Clay Junction.
North, south, or just down here?
About a city block away. North, I think.
Tell me exactly what happened.
The man was standing by his car waving. I thought he was in trouble, so I stopped. He dragged me right out of my car, and he hit me twice. Then he took my purse and drove off.
Stay where you are. I'll be right out. Roadblocks in all that area. APB to all units on the man in his car. Have the nearest unit meet me.
I'm Officer Lewis, Highway Patrol. Are you Mr. Albert Murray?
Yes.
We picked up an ex-convict in this area a few minutes ago. He had a diagram of this office in his possession. Has anyone tampered with your safe?
I don't think so.
Better look inside and see. This man's a safe expert.
You sure scared me, but everything's all right.
Sure it's all answer?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Good.
See the guy we were looking for?
No cream color sedan either.
It's the same with me. The woman who reported the robbery took off.
False alarm, huh?
Looks like it, and I don't like it.
Headquarters to 2150. Headquarters to 2150.
2150 by.
Albert Murray, manager of loan company on Baxter near Logan. Says he was just robbed and slugged by a highway patrol officer.
I'll take it. Have the boys block off that area. Simpson and Larrabee will go with me. Cancel that call from Highway 11. It's a false alarm. 10-4?
10-4.
Let's go.
That you, May? Worked like a charm.
Why not? It always does.
A highway patrol job was cruising around when I got there. 70 seconds later, it was hightailing away in the other direction.
On their way to Highway 11, where I'd been beaten and robbed.
It was a pushover.
I know. When I drove past the loan company, the cops hadn't even shown.
You know, I don't like this gimmick of you casing a place after I've hit it.
Now, don't go into that again. I've never gotten into any trouble, and in case of an emergency, I'll be as good a hostage as anyone else you could find.
You're right, baby. I couldn't ask for a more beautiful hostage.
You have to think things out in advance in this business. Pays to use your brains.
Yeah. Let's see how much it pays.
Check around back.
Go to it. You, Mr. Murray?
Yes, and who are you? After what's happened here, I don't trust anyone.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol.
It was one of your men that robbed me. Slugged me, too. Fine thing when a citizen can't even trust a policeman whose salaries he helps pay.
Mr. Murray, I know my men. It's hard to believe any one of them are crooked.
Well, this man was an officer.
How much cash did he get?
$8,000. And how did he know it was here?
What do you mean?
I only have that much cash here once a week. On Thursday, so I can cash checks for the folks who get paid off at the factories.
Oh, that's easy. Somebody's been casing the place, checking your routine.
Probably the highway patrolman who goes by here half dozen times a day.
You mind if I use your phone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks. Get me Highway Patrol headquarters, please. Mr. Murray, could you describe the guy?
Anytime. I'll never forget that crook.
Highway Patrol.
This is Matthews. Hold on. Let me have a description.
Well, he was kind of big, and he was a patrolman.
Yeah, sure. Look, how tall was he? How much did he weigh? The color of his eyes, his hair, any distinguishing marks?
About all I can tell you is he wore a uniform.
Suspect in loan office robbery described as a big man wearing highway patrol uniform. Set up roadblocks. Check for unauthorized uniforms, okay? Mr. Murray, I want you to come down to headquarters with me. Take a look at the pictures of our men. Maybe you'll find your guy.
I sure will.
Okay, let's go.
Let's hightail it, baby. We can put a lot of miles behind us before the cops come to.
No nursery?
Mm-mm. It'll wait. We can cut quite a caper. Let's start with the cutting.
The nursery's all set up.
Well, yeah, but we didn't expect so much at the loan office.
Who was it who used to say hit 'em hard and fast while the cops are all up in the air?
Okay, baby. When you get that look in your eye, I know I'm licked. Okay, we'll take the nursery. Should be fun. Besides, I like playing a cop.
You should. You look swell in a uniform.
Get me a timesheet on all men on duty from 9 o'clock this morning on.
Yes, sir.
Get the files on all the men. Bring them to my office. Come on, Mr. Murray. We'll look at those pictures.
There are 3 other employees in the nursery besides Alice Crane. She is in charge of the office and has a combination to the safe.
Sometimes it's locked on check cashing days, sometimes it isn't.
But baby, we've been all through this before.
And we're going through it again. If we make a mistake, it takes too long to correct it. 2 of the 3 employees take a break at exactly 3:30. That leaves only 1 man to wait on customers and Alice Crane in the office.
So I hit at 3:35.
And I call the cops at exactly 3:30.
Baby, we've never called the cops twice in one day.
Don't let it worry you. I'll do it differently.
Suppose they recognize your voice.
They won't. But even if they do, cops have to answer calls for help. All calls. We have a few minutes yet. We'll take it easy until it's time to go.
Any luck?
None so far.
That's what I thought had happened.
I haven't finished yet. I've still got quite a ways to go.
Now look away. Oh, Mr. Murray. Here's a list of all my officers and what they were doing at the time you were robbed. The only one near your place were Larrabee and Simpson.
And where are they? I want to see them right away.
You met Simpson when you came out of your office.
Oh. Yes, well, he wasn't the crook. So it must be this Larrabee. I want to have a look at him.
Well, you had one good look. Why don't you take another? He's standing right here.
Simpson and I must have come by your place just before the robbery, sir, on our way to beat Mr. Matthews. All right, I sent these out. They're all possibles.
Oh, thanks. All right, let's take them in order. James Red Parker, 3 convictions for impersonating an officer while robbing a bank. How old was the guy that robbed you?
About 30, no older.
Parker's 52. Steve Reagan, alias Steve Roke. And we've got Bert Lohman, alias Cy Menken. Agatha Morton, she impersonates a policewoman. And we got Dutch Kelsey. What about the mug books?
They're on the way up.
After we eliminate Agatha Morton, we've got 4 men who've been arrested for impersonating a police officer.
And committing a crime during that impersonation.
When you look at the mug book, if you can identify the guy that robbed you, we'll be getting awful close to home. Thanks. Here. Let's see. We'll keep him in order. Parker, he's 52, too old. Look up Steve Reagan.
There, Steve Reagan.
No.
Let's see, the next one, Bert Lohman.
Bert Lohman.
That's him.
You're very sure?
I'm positive. I'd know him anywhere. That's the man that hit me. Only here he's dressed like a city cop.
Thanks very much for your help. We'll take it from here and try and get your money back for you. Thanks, Mr. Murray.
Okay. And if you need me for a witness...
We'll call you.
Goodbye, and thanks again, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Murray. We'll keep you posted.
Good.
Suspect in loan office robbery identified. He's Bert Lohman, alias Cy Menken. 32 years old, 6 feet 1, 185 pounds. He's got dark hair and brown eyes. AP beat all units.
I noticed from his M.O. that he usually hits 2 or 3 spots on successive days and then drops out of sight.
Yeah, and there's something else. He creates a diversion, draws the nearest unit out of the area.
Like that false alarm we answered this morning.
Yeah, that about sews it up. Before it was a man, now he could be working with a woman. Here, take a look at this. Right from here, this circle. You see it starts here. This is all sewed up. If he got out, he could be in China right now. But if he runs true to form, he's going to hit right in here again.
He always gets places where they have ready cash, like check cashing spots.
Check all the places that cash checks in that area. If they see a guy in a highway patrol uniform near their place, have him call us.
We might get a tip this time when it's going to happen, with another false alarm.
Yeah, we better have the unit spread out. Leave no territory unprotected. If he tries again, we'll be ready for him.
Attention all units. APB on Bert Lohman, alias Cy Menken. 32 years old, 6 feet 1, 185 pounds. Dark hair, brown eyes. Last seen wearing uniform of highway patrol officer. 10-4.
Well, that makes us ready.
Gee, I don't know, May. You know, the cops aren't so dumb.
That's why we've got to hit now, before the cops can spread their net. I'm on my way. Give me 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Patrol was working against time, trying to prepare a trap. The criminals were already in action.
These are the only 3 spots in the area that cash checks.
Yes, and all 3 have been warned to call us immediately if they see a highway patrol uniform in the vicinity. But what about places outside that area?
Oh, I've warned all of them. My hunch is Loman's hiding out in here, and this is where he's going to hit again.
Well, let's stake out those 3 places.
No, we better not. Loman knows our routine pretty good. We better stick to it. He might spot the stakeout. But I'll tell you this. If he tries another diversion, we got 3 units waiting to cover it. Let's check that file again.
Highway Patrol.
There's just been a most horrible accident. A school bus. It happened just now.
Just a minute, please. Sounds like the same woman who called this morning. Now then, ma'am, what were you saying?
It's terrible. The bus was loaded with children and it was hit by a truck. The bus is in a ditch on its side. The children are screaming and crying.
This is Matthews. Where's the accident?
Right here. I mean, just down the road.
What road?
Highway 40, just past Hadley School. Well, I can see the wreck from here.
Where are you?
Oh, it's someone's house. You must hurry.
What's your name, please?
Martha Denning, but please, hurry.
We'll have help there right away. Send 3 units, ambulances, and doctors.
Right.
This looks like a Loman diversion. For the sake of the kids, I hope it is.
Headquarters to units 1330, 1564, and 1271. Proceed immediately to Highway 40, just north of Hadley School.
Get me the Highway Patrol. Hurry, please.
Highway Patrol?
Hurry, please. He's here. He's right outside.
Who are you talking about?
The man you telephoned about, the man in the Highway Patrol uniform, the robber, he's here.
Woman reporting presence of man in HP uniform.
Hello, ma'am. Who are you and where are you? Hello. 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 She must have put the phone down. See if you can trace the call. Hello. Hello.
He's coming in here.
Who are you and where are you?
I'm Alice Crane. Please. The robber just parked his car by the camellias and roses, and he's coming right through the young peach trees. And I'm all alone. Please hurry.
Hello? Hello? She hung up on me. Now the question is, where is she?
I wasn't able to trace the call. She hung up too soon.
Oh, that's what I was afraid of.
First, a man claims he was robbed and slugged by one of our men. Now a woman calls and doesn't even tell us where she's calling from.
Maybe she did tell us where she is.
What do you mean?
Well, she said the patrolman was coming through the camellia and the rose bushes and by the young peach trees. What's the name of the 3 possibles in the hot area?
Well, there's the National Cleaners, Hoadley's Grocery Store, and the Armstrong Nursery.
What's the closest unit to the Armstrong Nursery?
Simpson. He's 4 miles away from it.
Get him out there right away.
Headquarters to 1273. Proceed immediately to Armstrong Nursery and meet 2150.
Our safe has been robbed?
Yes, ma'am. That's the report the Highway Patrol received. Better open up that safe and check inside.
Check?
Yeah, the money. Just to be sure it's there. No need to be nervous, ma'am. If there are any thieves around, they're gone by now. Open up the safe, please.
Oh, open up the safe.
Yeah, now.
Now.
Look, I've got other things to do, ma'am. Can't stay around here all day.
Well, with the place being robbed, and if what you say is true... There, it's open.
Well, let's see it. The money. Just to be sure it's there.
Yes.
Well, there should be more than that. Lots more.
Well, sometimes
Well, what happened to it? Where is it?
Sometimes I put the cash away.
Well, get it. Now.
Are you going to take it?
Oh, just for a little while.
Well, what am I going to do?
Don't worry, ma'am. I'll give you a receipt just to show that the Highway Patrol lent you cash. Hey! Come on there, I'll shoot.
Get that salesman out of here and cover the front.
Right.
Throw your gun out and come out after it.
Come on out or I start shooting. I'll give you 3 seconds. If you help me through those police lines, you live. If not...
Come on, Loman, you're trapped. Make it easy on yourself. You haven't got a chance, Loman. Quit shooting and come on out.
Your 3 seconds are up.
No more shooting, men. That woman must be in there. It's your last chance, Loman. Come on out.
Hold it, lady! Hold it! Hey, lady! Get back!
Get away from there. You're in danger.
Danger? I don't understand.
Come over here. Hurry. Get over here.
What's all this about?
You listen to me for a change, copper. I'm getting out of here. You shoot and this woman gets it. Make it look good, baby.
Oh, please! Please let me go. Make him let me go. Please don't let him shoot me.
You shoot and this woman gets it, copper. It's working, baby. It's working.
You waved that woman off?
Yeah, I yelled at her, too.
So did I. She saw there was trouble. She still kept coming.
She must be with him, huh?
Remember Loman's M.O.? His partner always created a diversion to get the cops away. If this isn't a diversion, I've never seen one.
And if your outfit tries to stop me when I'm getting out of here, this woman gets it.
Simpson! Start shooting when I tell you.
I told you, copper, don't try anything.
What, you gonna shoot your girlfriend and your partner? Who are you kidding?
Then why's Bert?
Loman, we're gonna have to take you. Anything happens to that woman, it's your fault. Check the woman inside.
Right. The woman who called us is okay.
Good. Stay here and get a full report. Tell that woman inside if she wants the police to tell us where she is next time. Call an ambulance.
Right.
That's your husband?
Yes. Is he dead?
He can still smell flowers.
I'd just like to know how you knew I wasn't a real hostage.
Well, you're like all women. You're fascinated by a telephone. I talked to you 3 times today. Come on, move.
See Highway Patrol next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross or your community blood bank, not on the highway. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.